We start. Okay, so students, today I am going to discuss about compaction of soils. Okay, so in soil mechanics, actually it is one of the important topic. So as you know that soil is a three-phase material, right? It contains solid particles, it contains water content, as well as it will have also some amount of gases. So it is a three-phase material, right? So in compaction, what we do is we give some mechanical energy so that we can remove the voids, right? Now what is the benefit of removing the air voids? Because as you know that in various applications we require soil or any other granular material like fly ash or any other similar kind of materials to be used as a construction material in the construction of embankments, in the construction of subgrade or the fill material itself. So when we use these materials, we need to actually increase the density of such materials, because if the density is not achieved, the overall structure that is going to be built over it may not sustain. So hence, so compaction is one of the easiest way through which we actually increase the density of the fill material or the soil subgrade material. So as you know that we have in soil, we have basically three phase where we have solid, then we have this liquid, which is usually the water, and this is the gas, or you can say this is the basically the air. So when we apply some kind of mechanical energy, okay, so as a result what happens is the amount of air voids is actually reduced. The solid content will be the same, but this amount of air is reduced. Now because of this, since the air and the water is actually available in the voids, so when we apply any mechanical energy, the voids will be reduced, and overall the interaction between the soil particles will actually increase, and as a result the densification occurs and the engineering properties of the soil will, or you can say the overall soil mass will increase. Now what are the engineering properties that will increase as a result of compaction of soils? So first thing is the compressibility, then second thing is the shear strength, and third important property is the permeability. Now these are the engineering properties of soils. Whenever we go for any construction over any soil mass, we need to determine whether the soil is having sufficient bearing capacity, and these are the properties which gives the indication about the bearing capacity of the soil. Now when we actually do the compaction, you might have also seen in the during the construction of the roads that road rollers are actually moving over the road, right? New road which is being constructed. Now that is basically they are actually doing the compaction. So they are actually giving some kind of load over the soil mass so that the air voids are actually reduced. Okay. Now when these air voids are reduced, the densification occurs, and as a result the properties like compressibility, which is actually compressibility will reduce, the shear strength will increase, and permeability will also increase. Now compressibility, as you know, is directly related to the settlement of structure, right? If any structure will have some settlement throughout its life. Now if the soil is loose, right, it is loosely packed, then what will happen whenever we go to construct any structure over it, then with time the settlement will be very large, and sometimes if the settlement is very large, the structure can fail also, right? So in that case, this compaction of soil is very important. Shear strength is, as you know, that the soil actually get its strength through the shear strength, right? So we have particle to particle resistance. As you know, soil is a particulate matter, right? It is getting the strength by the resistance between the particles, right? So that will be more discussed when we discuss about the shear strength. Now permeability is actually the ease of flow of any liquid through the soil mass, right? So permeability is also reduced because we are actually increasing the density, the air voids are reduced, and as a result the voids becomes less, so water cannot flow easily, which is actually sometimes required when we want some kind of low permeable material, or for example in landfill liner system. In that case we want something which is very low permeable. Now this compaction of soil is actually we can do the test in the lab, right? So the basic theory behind compaction of soil is we need to add some water. It should have some sufficient moisture content, then only you will achieve the maximum density, right? So it has been found that when we add certain amount of water into the soil and give the mechanical energy, or we give the compaction energy, then as we increase the water content, actually the density has been found, the density also increases. But when it reaches the maximum density, further addition of water actually gives reduction in the density. Now the behavior that we usually see in the compaction of soil is something like this. So this is the dry density, this is the water content, and this is the dry density. Okay, which is gram per cc we can represent, or kilonewton per meter cube also. So the usually the trend we get in case of cohesive soils, right? So first we will discuss the behavior of the cohesive soils, in which the soil is having cohesion as well as the angle of internal friction, right? So when we add water, the dry density increases, then it reaches the maximum, and further addition of water actually reduces the density. Now what is the reason? When we actually add water, actually it gives a lubrication effect, right? So the soil particles becomes much closer, and as we give the compaction energy, the particle becomes closer as a result of the removal of air voids, and the density increases. But when it reaches the maximum density, further addition does not help in actually reducing the air voids, and further the density is found to decrease.
Thank you.
Okay.